Star Wars, finally Star Wars, Episode 9 Star Wars, have a trailer. Yes. So, Star Wars Celebration, if you didn't already know, which I'm guessing if you're clicking on this video and watching it right now, it is Star Wars Celebration weekend in Chicago, the Windy City, and blowing throughout the world is the first teaser trailer for Star Wars Episode 9. If you probably already know the title for this, but we're gonna hold off because I've been trying to avoid social media, Instagram, Twitter, all that jazz, so I could sit down, watch this teaser trailer, react with it for you guys. And so we're gonna go into speculation after we watch this teaser. It debuted earlier at Star Wars Celebration in Chicago, so let's not build it up anymore because I'm super excited. I've been waiting for anything from Star Wars to come out. I was at the Star Wars Rival Run race this past weekend in Disney World, so I was hoping maybe they would have something there for us, but no, it was just a race. It was a great race, but not Episode 9. So let's go ahead and watch this teaser trailer for Episode 9, finally. Some breathing. I think it's probably Rey. Just got a lightsaber. We're on Tatooine, maybe?
We've passed on all we know. 1,000 generations live in you now. But this is your fight.
I like it so far. Cool sweeping shot. I think there was a speeder, kind of like Luke's speeder, maybe? Oh, nope. Kylo? Huh. Oh, dang. That's cool. Ooh, I like that little droid next to me. Yes! Yes! Okay.
We'll always be with you.
Oh, wow.
No one's
Oh,
ever
that's part of
really
the Death
gone.
Star. Ooh. Huh. Interesting. Huh. Wow. Okay. Hang on. I just gotta back it up to that last little bit where we see all of them standing on the cliff. So I'll start right here. And that's a wonderful shot of like all of them on the cliff.
No one's ever really gone.
Chills. Dang. Okay. So, Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. I like the, first of all, just like aesthetic things. So we've gone from, I believe, the first one in the new trilogy had the Star Wars lettering in yellow print. Then obviously The Last Jedi was in red. I like this blue look that they've got in the film. The Force Awakens obviously is the first one of the new trilogy's brain fart. So a lot to unpack here, but first impressions, I love this teaser. It's brilliant in what it shows. It doesn't give away too much. Really don't know a whole lot about what's happening. That shot of Rey doing that flip over what looks like Kylo Ren's speeder, although we just see hands in black gloves gripping it, so we don't see Kylo's face as the ship is heading towards Rey, but it looks like Kylo's TIE fighter, so I think that's what that was. But we get a lot of imagery of this new blue, I mean, at nighttime of a planet, you know, that cityscape that they're flying over, you know, and then that forest shot that we've got right here where Kylo is just like body slams into a guy and like throws him to the ground with his lightsaber, like doesn't cut him down, which he clearly could have, it seems, but just like takes him down, like maybe he needs some information from him while stormtroopers are firing around him. That was really cool. And you've got, you know, Finn and Poe wandering around, and it looks like, you know, as I'm, of course, Kylo repairing his helmet, which is a really interesting choice, which makes me think that, you know, we're not going to get any kind of redemption for Kylo Ren. You know, he is completely far gone into the dark side. You know, and then we get this this droid here, this little like sort of wheel thing next to BB-8, which I'm very curious about. You know, as they do the head tilt. But the biggest surprise, the biggest reveal is right here. Billy D. Williams is back as Lando, and that makes me super excited because obviously we just got Donald Glover doing young Lando in Solo: A Star Wars Story. It is so great to see Lando Calrissian, the man, the actual man in his full glory, back in the Millennium Falcon alongside Chewbacca. Like that is probably my favorite visual about this trailer. It's such a great nerd out moment. I mean, I can't imagine what it must have been like in the room when that came up on the big screen and just Lando smiling. You know, I don't know if Billy D. Williams was on stage after the trailer came out, but that's fantastic to finally see him back in Star Wars with all of us. You know, and then trailer goes on, saga comes to an end. A lot of cool stuff on this this sand planet, which again might be Tatooine, it might be Jakku, might be something completely different. I have no idea, but you know, and then we've got this like mysterious metal thing that you know, and jump in the comment section because I don't know right offhand, but the only like the metal that's sticking out of my mind, it makes me think possibly this is the same metal that Leia gives to Luke and to Han at the end of the original Star Wars, like in that big throne or the big courtyard scene when the music swells and they get the medals pinned on them by Leia, and then she smiles, they turn to the audience, and then I think that's what that medal is. I could be completely wrong. If I am, if you recognize what it is, let me know in the comments below because I'm very curious about that. Obviously a prominent moment that leads us into Rey and Leia embracing. And then we have that final, the penultimate shot of like Rey and Poe and Finn, Chewie and 3PO with BB-8 and little mystery droid. First question that comes to mind, where's R2-D2? Is she with Leia at this point? Is he, I don't know, is he still on the Octo where Leia, or excuse me, where Luke was training Rey? I don't remember. I thought R2 was with the Falcon and with Chewie at the end of The Last Jedi. I think he's safe somewhere, but we don't see him at all in this teaser trailer, so that makes me very curious. But I think besides Lando, you know, the biggest visual, which of course they save for the very end, you know, is them looking over these cliffs and the sea, and just on the horizon is the Death Star, or at least a huge chunk of the Death Star, which is really cool for a couple reasons. Number one, I mean, it makes me think that like this planet has to be, or probably is somewhere close to or adjacent to Endor, because you know that's where the final battle took place. You know, they were blowing up the shield generator on the forest moon of Endor. So seeing a fragment of that, and then Luke has that great line. I just want to make sure I'm getting it right. Which says like, nothing is gone. Yeah, no one's ever really gone. And then it goes to black, and you just hear the Emperor cackling, which is, again, really cool for a couple of reasons. Number one, we haven't really heard anything about the Emperor in this new Star Wars trilogy that I can recall. And makes me think, perhaps as someone's been speculating, that, we've obviously seen in this new trilogy Yoda come back as a Force ghost. It would be very interesting to see if there's going to be like a dark side Force ghost, if maybe we're going to see either a flashback or a return of Emperor Palpatine himself, Sheev Palpatine back in the ghostly flesh, as it were. So that would be very cool. Seeing Kylo Ren have an interaction with him and with the Emperor, and maybe we might see, I don't know if we could see like Anakin come back as a Force ghost because he was, redeemed from the dark side by the end of Return of the Jedi, so he wouldn't come back as a Darth Vader ghost. He would come back as an Anakin ghost. If the dark side does do Force ghosts, as well, if we see Palpatine and all. So, lot to break down. I love this trailer. I'm going to watch it 17 more times because I'm sure there's like a bazillion things to be analyzed here. People with like super deep, rich Star Wars logic and lore and knowledge know like all the things that I'm sure I'm missing about this. So if you are among those pantheon of people, jump in the comments below. And even if you're not, I want to know, what did you think about this teaser trailer for Star Wars Episode 9, The Rise of Luke Skywalker, I want to say? Let me just double check that real quick before The Rise of Skywalker. So, again, just the last little point. I know I already called for your comments, and jump in the comments section, comment anyway, comment away on everything. But Rise of Skywalker, what do you think that means? That'll be the last question I leave you with, because it could be a bunch of things. It could be, Rey is in fact a Skywalker, that when Kylo said your parents were nobodies, he knew something and he was lying. Or maybe it's somehow a redemption of Kylo Ren, because technically he would be a Skywalker, as the son of Leia and Han. I don't know. It can mean a bazillion things. Maybe Luke somehow is able to reincarnate and come back as a Porg. Isaac, my brother, would hate that. I think it would be probably a horrible idea, but it could happen. It's Star Wars. Anything goes. Not anything, because that would make the fans super bad. But those are my thoughts on the teaser trailer for Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. I want to know all your thoughts as well. Jump in the comments. Hit me up on Twitter at Will_Robinson Smith. I'm so excited I can't even talk right now. Thank you so much for checking this out. I hope you have a great weekend doing whatever you're going to do. I'm going to watch this thing a few more times. So be good to yourself, be good to others, and as always, I will see you next time.